While war correspondents and numerous Telegram and YouTube channels continue to wonder what is really happening in the Kursk region, Chief of the General Staff of the Russian Federation Valery Gerasimov gave some details of what is happening. In particular, at a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, the head of the General Staff officially announced that on August 6, at 5:30 a.m. Moscow time, units of the Ukrainian armed forces, numbering up to 1,000 people, went on the offensive in the Kursk region in order to capture a section of the Sudzansky district territory. According to General Gerasimov, the coordinated actions of units of the Russian armed forces, together with border guards, combat aircraft, artillery, and missile troops, stopped the enemy's advance deep into Russian territory. The head of the Russian General Staff officially confirmed that over the past 24 hours, the losses of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Kursk region amounted to 315 people, and 54 units of various armored vehicles, including 7 tanks. At the same time, it is worth noting that some Russian Telegram channels, even despite the official statements of the Chief of the General Staff Valery Gerasimov, continue to state that the armed forces of Ukraine allegedly managed to take the city of Sudza into an operational encirclement. According to them, the tanks of the Ukrainian army have allegedly already come close to the city of Sudza, and are firing direct fire at this settlement. These Russian Telegram channels claim that the 22nd and 88th Mechanized Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, armed with NATO equipment and actively supported by air defense and heavy artillery, are involved in the attacks on the city of Sudza. Meanwhile, Ukrainian sources do not so eloquently describe the events in the Kursk region as Russian Telegram channels. In particular, employees of the Ukrainian Internet Resource Deep State, which is supervised by the head of the main intelligence directorate of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, General Kirill Budanov, said that for the safety of the personnel of the armed forces of Ukraine, they would not update the map of combat operations in the Kursk region. Moreover, Ukrainian Telegram channels began to show an interview with an officer of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, who, on condition of anonymity, said that the Russian army had managed to stabilize the front in the Sudza direction. According to him, the Russian troops managed to dislodge the units of the armed forces of Ukraine from the western suburbs of this city. At the same time, an officer of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine noted that over the past 48 hours, the Ukrainian army allegedly managed to capture 183 square kilometers of Russian territory. Thus, as you can see, Russian and Ukrainian sources give completely different information about what is happening in the Kursk region. It is quite obvious that the information coming from Russian and Ukrainian sources is overflowing with disinformation. The only thing that can be confidently said is that in the Kursk region, over the past 48 hours, the warring parties have actively and intensively used the entire range of conventional weapons, including missile weapons, as well as combat aircraft and artillery systems. At the moment, as of August 9, 2024, the armed forces of Ukraine and the Russian army adhere to information silence. Over the past 24 hours, the warring parties have not published a single fresh geotagged photo or video. War correspondents from both sides publish only text messages based only on rumors and on allegedly their own sources. This means that information coming from them has not been verified, and is not credible right now. In general, analyzing the available information from both sides, one gets the impression that as of August 9, 2024, the armed forces of Ukraine no longer has the strength for a further offensive in the Kursk region, and that the Ukrainian High Military Command will have to introduce additional reserves to continue supporting this adventure. By the way, commenting on what is happening in the Kursk region, Western military experts said that the offensive of the armed forces of Ukraine in this direction of the front makes no sense from a military point of view, In particular, a military expert from the Finnish analytical center Blackbird Group, Pasi Parainen, said that the attack of the Ukrainian army on the Kursk region would not distract Russian troops from other directions of the front, since the Russian army has powerful and numerous reserves in the Kursk region. Moreover, the expert also questioned the ability of the armed forces of Ukraine to capture any locality in the Kursk region. From an operational and strategic point of view, the attack of the Ukrainian army on the Kursk region makes absolutely no sense. It looks like a gross waste of human resources and heavy equipment, which are so necessary for the armed forces of Ukraine in other directions of the front, military expert Pasi Parainen said. Meanwhile, former president of the Russian Federation and deputy chairman of the Russian Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, also commented on what is happening in the Kursk region. According to Medvedev, everything that is happening in the Kursk region is a terrorist operation of the Kiev regime, which will not go unanswered. Dmitry Medvedev noted that the events in the Kursk region caused important political and legal consequences. From this moment on, the special military operation should acquire an openly extraterritorial character. This is no longer just an operation to punish the Nazis and return the historical lands of Russia. We need to immediately begin the liberation of Odessa, Kharkiv, Dnipropetrovsk, Nikolaev, and Kiev. The Russian army should have no restrictions on the destruction of the Ukrainian Reich. Let everyone realize this, including the United States and Britain. We will stop only when we consider it acceptable and profitable for ourselves, Dmitry Medvedev said. Thus, Dmitry Medvedev once again stressed that Moscow will stop only when the central and southern parts of Ukraine return to their native harbor, and will again become part of the Russian Federation.